Do you feel like there is harm in the hustle culture lately? When people are like looking at that saying, all right, well, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and just work nonstop.
When you're young, you should have the expectation of having to work harder than you want to, for longer than you want to, doing things you don't want to do. You can either delay pain or you can front load it. And I think when you're young, you have a really high ability to tolerate pain. You can tolerate work pain, both acute, so like in an instant, gosh, this is really hard, I don't know how to do this thing, and endurance pain. I'm doing this for a long time. It really sucks. It's super monotonous. I hate what I do every single day. You can tolerate that when you're young. You know what really sucks? When you have to do that when you're 50. And so I do think hustle culture for all life is not necessary, but I would rather I err on the side of telling somebody, hey, it's going to suck when you're young. You're not going to like your job. You're going to wake up each morning and think, I went to university for this for a period. And if you expect that, but you keep learning and growing and earning more, it'll be worth it. The only thing that I don't agree with some of the whole hustle porn stuff is that you have to sleep on a couch and go all in and go after one thing when you're young. I don't actually think you should do that. You don't know how to recognize your one thing yet. Like, how are you going to be able to determine, is this a really good game or not, when you don't have enough at-bats? Like, you don't even know what sports you're good at yet. So I think it's perfectly okay to diversify your risk when you're young and not to focus on the one thing. Once you're a stud and you know what you're doing and you've already proven yourself, go hard when you find the thing that you are uniquely skilled to do. But that is my biggest problem with hustle porn today, is like, go all in, do or die. It's like, you can't recognize opportunity yet, and your opportunity will always be limited by the amount you are able to see it.
And what's your recommendation for people that don't want to be an entrepreneur and they just want to work W-2 jobs? Like, how would they go about becoming rich or wealthy?
First of all, if anybody ever tells you that you're less than because you're W-2, that's ridiculous. I mean, Sheryl Sandberg makes more money than all of us combined, and she's been an employee her entire career. So anybody who says that being an entrepreneur or a founder is better, that's not true. It's just if you are unemployable to the point at which you cannot listen to somebody else and work within a corporate culture, go be an entrepreneur. But if not, it's really hard. Starting something from scratch, being the 10% that wins is rare, and not everybody's meant to do it, and you don't have to do it. But what I do think is true is you got to get some skin in the game and equity. And so for me, that might mean that you go and you work for companies until you become so valuable that that company needs you and wants to assign you equity, distributing equity, upside. It might be going from a cost center in a business like compliance, let's say, to saying, I also want to understand how the business makes money, aka get some sort of commission so that I have upside for every dime that I work, and then taking my cash and investing it in things continuously. This is not that sexy anymore because people want to say, go do the new AI startup. But to be fair, I don't think that that's necessary overall. I hope that one day you struggle under the mantle of being in charge. I think that's good for humanity and good for your resiliency. But I don't think that you have to if that's not something that calls to you.
Although really quick, I just want to say before we go into that, for those that aren't aware, I got a coffee company. It's called bankrollcoffee.com, and our goal is to bring you the highest quality coffee at the most affordable price. But in doing so, I had to find the right e-commerce platform to use. And that, of course, is where our sponsor, Shopify, is there to help. Shopify is the #1 checkout on the planet, with less carts going abandoned and way more sales going.
For example, Shopify is a service called Shop Pay that lets customers save their email address, credit card, shipping, and billing information, which boosts conversions up to 50%.
And if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are strolling or scrolling, whether that's on the web, in your store, in a feed, or anything in between. All in all, nobody is selling better than Shopify. So if you want the same checkout that Bankroll Coffee uses, sign up for a $1 trial period at shopify.com/ICH, all lowercase. Again, that's shopify.com/ICH to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/ICH with the link down below in the description.
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring this episode, and back to the podcast.